For the last 3 months, the Times has been working on a project called Through the Front Door, where we've been taking a look at Americans with Disabilities Act compliance issues at various public buildings and private businesses, seeing how easy or difficult it is, particularly for wheelchair users, to get through the front doors and access facilities once inside. We've been measuring various things along the way, including ramp inclines and the weight that it takes to open doors, and we've been accompanying wheelchair users to see what sort of barriers they face in their everyday life. Part of what we've been doing in the project has been measuring various ramps that wheelchair users would use to access public buildings and other facilities. And under ADA compliance standards, the incline is supposed to be 1 inch of rise for every 12 inches of length. So to do that, we use a 1 foot level. It's exactly 12 inches long. We lay it flat down on the ramp. We lift the level up until the bubble comes between the two level lines. And then we measure the distance from the pavement to the bottom of the level. And we see that that comes out to just over 1 inch. So here at the Lake County Government Center, the ramp is actually slightly more than what the ADA recommends. But for most of the wheelchair users that we accompanied here, this wasn't a big access issue. One of the biggest issues that we ran into with this project is the difference between new and old construction. Some of the construction that was built prior to the biggest aspects of the ADA prior to 1990 have features that make it very difficult for wheelchair users or other people with disabilities to get through the front doors, through the entrances. And here in downtown Crown Point, you have a lot of old construction on the square. A lot of businesses have steps like these at the front entrances, making it very difficult, of course, for somebody in a wheelchair or impossible to get through the front door. Through the course of the project, we've actually visited about 70 different public buildings, private facilities, and along that route we found about 71 different barriers, some which would be in sort of direct contradiction to the ADA. Things like high thresholds of doors, doors that are hard to open because they take too much weight on the inside of buildings, ramps that are too steep. But we also found a lot of innovation along the way. State parks with special wheelchairs that allow wheelchair users to access beaches and sandy, rocky trails that they otherwise wouldn't be able to use. And people that were able to convert some of the older historical buildings into accessible buildings. So we saw a little bit of both along the way.